Here in the Middle East, just a few days ago, the Turkish Air Force bombed Sinjar, the capital of the Yazidi people, who suffered a genocide a few years ago at the hands of ISIS. CBN's Jennifer Wishon discussed this crisis with Nadine Maenza, a member of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom.
Yazidis who live in northern Iraq were nearly wiped out by ISIS 6 years ago and now fear returning to their homes in and around Sinjar because of aggressions by Turkey and others. U.S. Commissioner for International Religious Freedom, Nadine Maenza, is here to help us understand some of the dynamics in the region. Thank you, Nadine. First, tell us what happened on Sunday.
Sure. On Sunday evening, Turkey commenced airstrikes on Sinjar in Iraq, and they did what they called Operation Claw Eagle. They named it, with over 81 airstrikes in this area of Sinjar, which is where the homeland for the Yazidi people, where they were victims of genocide in 2014. And in the same week these attacks happened, Yazidis were just starting to come back. They had about 200 families which had returned just a few days before these attacks. So it was very troubling to us as well as many others around the world.
It sounds like the timing there is suspect. Why does this latest move by Turkey matter so much?
Well, Turkey has been in a feud with the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or the PKK, for quite a long time, and they consider them terrorists, and they are accusing them of planning attacks, or at least that's what they're saying from Sinjar. There's no proof that has been the case. There is the PKK present there, but these attacks to do 81 strikes in an area that is so poor, so desperate, with so few Yazidis having returned, and the ones that did return had to experience literally watching the Mount Sinjar on fire, was really troubling and really disturbing to them. We were told by I was told by Murad Ismail, a Yazidi leader, that about 700 families were living in a camp on Mount Sinjar, just 2 kilometers away from some of the strikes. And so putting their lives in danger, traumatizing them again. And it seemed as if they weren't trying to hit the targets, as they were trying to make a statement and to scare. Was it to keep the Yazidis from coming, or was it to make a point that they consider the PKK to be dangerous and they're worthy of these kind of strikes, even though it did not seem to match the facts on the ground? And it seems that we've seen this with President Erdogan from Turkey before, where when there's domestic problems at home, that you'll see him doing international efforts to draw attention away from that. We know a lot of us remember when he arrested Pastor Andrew Brunson, the American pastor of a small church, and accused him of being a spy.
Well, give us a sense of the current status of the Yazidi people. I mean, you mentioned that only a few families have gone back, that some were just starting to go back this week. You pointed out that 6 years ago they were nearly wiped out by the Islamic State. What is their status right now?
Over 400,000 are still in camps in the Kurdistan region of northern Iraq, in Dohuk, and then some of them have also been able to immigrate away to other countries. And so there's been construction just starting to happen. There really is a need for self-governance in Iraq, for them to be able to build their own security forces and to build their own, have their own mayor, have their own governance, as the Christians also need, those Christian areas need the same thing. That would really help, I think, for long-term, for them to be able to have a community. ISIS went after them really the most and kidnapped over 6,000 of the women into sex slavery. 3,000 are still missing.
I know you have been tweeting about this. What is the Commission's take on Turkey's actions?
That Turkey should not be going after religious minorities, either in Iraq or in Syria, and that when they do, we're going to call them out.
Commissioner Maenza, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Alpha, Omega.